You're back. Thank you. Okay, so we carry on with chapter 2. This one's called Here We Go Again. And this is where you get to meet me and my brother and basically everyone you'll ever need to know. Apart from a few more that do come later. Anyway, a small noise softly flows in the background of a pitch black setting. Lukz calls gently as if being spoken from only a short distance away. Lukz rings out again, however this time it's slightly louder and could be heard clearer. A soft, husky voice gently whispers the same name, this time as if it was being spoken right up against your ear. Lukz. You can almost feel the delicate breath of air leaving its mouth with the words still attached. A narrow light appears directly in the centre of a thick black screen. Lukz bellows out from the darkness, flashing a grim white severed face right before your eyes. All of its skin is torn as if sliced to show the insides of its weeping soul. Blood-red eyes pierce through its white, slimy, pale skin. A nose turned into its face, leaving only an outline of two small holes as long strands of black hair cling to the openings within its skin. It almost resembles the face of a once beautiful and elegant woman, but now that all that remains is the markings of a gruesome and painful death. Ah! Screams a broad, pale-skinned man as his eyes flash open. He frantically flings up his head and body, shaking it while blinking rapidly, trying to almost erase the gruesome image from his mind. His eyes appear to be two different pigments, one an ominous red, with the other being a pure ocean blue. Suddenly, a loud knocking thuds onto a door, only meters in front of a mattress which the man is perched upon. Slightly startling him, he turns to look towards it. Doof, doof, doof. Lukz! A voice shouts from the other side. A small pause, then another three big thuds smash down, almost shaking it loose from its hinges. Boom, boom, boom! The muscular-toned man gently lays back onto his mattress, attempting to stay still and act like no one is home. Lukz, wake up! I have one for you! A muffled voice shouts. The long blonde-haired man lays still while watching his door, when a hand sticks through its letterbox. Snap! Immediately breaks out, followed by "Ah!" calling from outside. Lukz starts to snigger. Lukz! The voice outside screams. Let me in, so I can break the other half of your face, he demands. Can't break what you can't touch, little man, he replies, slumping into his pillows. Ah! Just let me in, the man outside says, aggravated. Okay, Kevin, but put the mousetrap down. You don't want another cheese sniff, do you? Lukz replies, flinging a duvet off his undressed body. He jumps to his feet, then struts over to the door while grabbing a couple of beer bottles off a small bohemian-style table. He slips 3 chain latches to the side and pulls 2 sliding garden fence locks, unlocking the door. Turning its handle, he swiftly opens it up while sticking his leg out in the open gap. A long arm and body plunges forward, holding a mousetrap at head height. Pushing into nothing, the forward motion carries a tall man with medium-length, thick black hair, wearing a tight leather jacket and dark grey jeans into the flat. He trips over Lux's leg, falling face first onto the mattress. Ah! Kevin calls out, pausing for a second. He slowly turns his body over to reveal a mousetrap attached to his nose, planted between a pair of thick, emerald-greened eyes. Lukz bursts into laughter. I told you, Kevin, you can't break what you can't touch, he says, holding his sides. Damn you, Lukz. Why do you always have to have the last laugh? He asks, frustrated, attempting to pull the mousetrap from his small button nose. Well, you're my little bro. It's my solemn duty as a big brother to make your life a living hell, he replies while winking his one alluring blue eye. Little bro, you're like 2 minutes older than me, Kevin promptly replies, ripping the mousetrap loose. Kevin swiftly notices Lukz hanging 2 empty beer bottles down from his lower stomach. He instantly looks back up to his face, closing his eyes. Ah, really? You're going to stand over me with that thing dangling in my face? You know those bottles are see-through, Kevin shouts, frantically feeling around the bed for something he can put on. Lukz smirks. Don't worry, bro. My anaconda don't. My anaconda don't. Kevin turns back towards him. Honestly, don't start singing that song. Plus, it's more like, your micro maggot don't. Your micro maggot don't. He replies playfully, until feeling a lump underneath the duvet. So he grabs it. Slightly confused with what he has just grabbed, he slowly looks down. I hope that's not... Kevin whispers to himself. Looking up the mattress, he notices an outline of a lean and curvaceous woman, lying there half asleep. He starts to boil with anger, turning back to look at Lukz, still standing there with a pair of beer bottles over his privates. Lukz blares open his jagged yellow teeth, smiling weirdly towards him. Kevin quickly turns his head away as he shouts, "Get some bloody clothes on, because there has been another abnormal murder and Dibble needs you to take a look." "Alright, ma'am." Lukz replies, but stops halfway through his sentence. He turns around without a second's delay, mooning at Kevin. Glancing back towards him, Kevin rapidly lifts his hands to shield his eyes from Lux's large round butt cheeks, while he puts on a pair of blue boxer shorts that read, "Man Needs Head," printed on their front, with the body of a stick figure drawing but no head. Lukz spins back around saying, "Ready!" in a sarcastic manner. Kevin pauses, opens his mouth to shout at him again, but stops, stands up, and walks towards the front door in a frustrated and slightly disturbed manner. Lukz shrugs his shoulders as he hits the top of a radio, turning it on. Boom! The radio blurts out, "Okay, let's start this ass-kicking summer afternoon here in Bournemouth with an absolute banger. I'm Jazz Vi, and here is NFX. Fight back." Lukz looks at the radio. There is going to be some serious ass kicking today, he says, gently bobbing his head up and down. He turns the music on full volume, then looks down at his feet, noticing his top from the night before. Bending over, he grabs a tattered red and blue tie-dye tank top, opening it up to reveal a Jam Regalia quote on its top left pectoral, coloured in black writing. "Thanks, Jam Regalia, you really do know how to make a sick tank," he says, pulling a small grin while draping it over his head. It begins to partly cover his large, slightly hairy chest, which is surrounded by protruding scars, scratches and bite marks. A large silver bull tattoo stays exposed on his right shoulder, with a wing on his left forearm. Lukz whips his body around as the chorus kicks in, mimicking every lyric while prancing around his tiny two-roomed flat. Looking for a pair of trousers, some black leather ones lay crumpled on the other side of his room. He leaps over to them and begins to pull the tight trousers over his large, muscular legs. Hopping around on one leg, he attempts to put the needle-sized trousers on, until turning towards a large mirror mounted above a marble stone fireplace. He progressively stops hopping around, followed by maturely getting his other leg into his trousers as he glances towards an old picture of him, Kevin, a bald-headed man with a large ginger beard, a small ginger haired baby girl, and a blonde brunette beauty with piercing eyes, one a glimmering blue with the other being a striking green. They all laugh and smile while enjoying a day out at the beach. He reaches towards it with a blank stare, but delicately stretches over the top, attempting not to knock it. He pulls out a metal object and turns it towards the light. A glistening, polished carbon fibre surface in the shape of a mask which only covers the left side of the face appears. Crudely cut out of it is a large animated grin, stretching all the way to its cheek, with a pair of overgrown fangs painted around its mouth in ivory white shade. Also, a faded red marking from a pair of woman's lips is placed just above the eye. Lukz flips it around to look inside, revealing an inscription which states, "It's your Lukz day." He pauses, then looks into his mirror with a stern and expressionless face. The left side of his face is covered in protruding scars and barely healed flesh wounds. His left eye is bloodshot red with a broken iris protruding a thick black perimeter between its blood vessels. All of this is topped off with the left side of his head being completely shaved, as if he was trying to hide no secrets. However, his right side shows symmetrically perfect features, from a regular tip nose to a succulent and enticing lips. Long, full locks of blonde hair drape over his face, rarely revealing an ocean blue eye which catches the light almost perfectly, glinting like a laser-cut diamond. Gently placing the mask over his scars, he turns away from the mirror and lets out another small smirk as the chorus kicks back in. Striding towards the front door, he reaches out for a big brown fur jacket hanging beside it, but suddenly stops. Still looking forwards, he gently asks, "Darcy, I need my belt." A very fair but seductive voice creeps out from behind. "If you want it, you have to come and get it." He turns towards his mattress, startled to see a stunning brunette lying there on her side, completely naked. Her gorgeous, seductive curves are entirely exposed as she lays poised with the duvet barely covering her ankles. Only Lux's leather weapons belt wraps around her toned waist, with all different shapes and sizes of blades spitting out at every angle. Rolling his eyes, Lukz replies, "Here we go again," pretending to act disappointed. Okay, so you've met me, you've met my brother Kevin, and you've partly met Darcy. Now, us three, it's our army, okay? But our character, who we are, and what we are will be explained a lot later down the line. But for now, come back. Remember, subscribe, like, ring that little bell so you know when the next one comes up. I will be putting all this in a playlist, so please just follow it and everyone will be labelled all done perfectly for you. Nice and easy. So, if you enjoyed this, thank you very much. Remember, join my army. Goodbye, beautiful people of the world.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions